Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and today we're back on Paragon once again, and we'll be talking about the Road to Monolith Part 5, the OFFLANE. This is some amazing info that just came out a couple of minutes ago, so I'm trying my best to keep you guys up to date as usual. But mates, before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to keep up to date with all the greatest and latest Paragon gaming content and Paragon gaming news, and as always, expected here first. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So this is kind of an interesting blog post. I already read it, but we're going to go through it with you guys right now. We're going to see what the Epic Games and obviously the Paragon team had to say about this. They also mentioned the other blog post which we just uploaded a couple of minutes, well not a couple of minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago we uploaded another video talking about how Monolith is coming out December 6th. There's some crazy stuff right there. And now we're going to dive into the new lane on Monolith, the OFFLANE. This continues our blog series previewing the upcoming map and gameplay changes in Paragon. And also they do have previous blogs talking about these stuff and pretty much every map and everything amazing about this new map that we've also covered on my channel. So if you want to read those, you can go into my actual channel and you'll be able to find them quite easily. So the first subheading is Talk Meta to Me. Oh, that sounds dirty. Before we talk about OFFLANE, we briefly want to talk about some of the new meta structures introduced in Monolith. With this new map, we're putting out a much stronger emphasis on positions and roles. We'll be adding some basic role structures in order to improve the quality of our average game. We want each position to be unique, with different gameplay styles and objectives. None of these positions are written in stone, but the map has been designed with these positions in mind. Providing a framework for players to be successful on the new map should lead to a better understanding of the game at an individual and team level. The OFFLANE is the position that best exemplifies this design philosophy. On paper, this might seem like an unfair or unfun lane to play, as it'll most likely be a 2 vs 1 scenario. We've spent a bunch of time and energy making sure the OFFLANE is fun and unique role that players will really enjoy. So that's kind of surprising. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it, but we shall see. So that is obviously the highlighted section of the OFFLANE, as you can see right now where my cursor is. And that's pretty much the shorter lane of that actual lane. And you can gain more experience in that lane if you're playing as an OFFLANer due to the fact that experience-rich category or feature is in that lane. So that's a good benefit for you, but you might need to play safe. Money isn't everything. Guarding the OFFLANE is fun but perilous endeavor. The likely case is fighting 2 vs 1, and that can be really tricky. As we've mentioned within our other video that we mentioned that this lane would be a 2v1 lane or 1v2 lane depending where you are in this lane, but obviously since you're the OFFLANer, you'll be in a 1v2 lane. As a player might expect, it can be challenging to secure last hits in this lane, as there is going to be at least 1 and probably 2 heroes poking you every time you try to score a minion kill. OFFLANers needn't worry too much though, as mentioned in the previous blog. The OFFLANE is experience rich, which we mentioned not long ago when we were looking at the actual OFFLANE highlight of the map on Monolith. Obviously that's very good for the OFFLANer, so he's able to pretty much keep in the game. We want players to understand that while important, car power isn't the only measure of strength in Paragon. So at one point you have your CXP or CP, followed up by experience, and they both provide different benefits which will get you ahead in the game and obviously give you a crazy lead. Experience is very important as it has a big impact in increasing the power of your abilities and base stats. Playing the OFFLANE is about managing your resources until your experience advantage can take hold. That could mean something different for each hero. It might be a spike in your ability damage, or hitting level 5 and grabbing your ultimate ability before your opponent. So pretty much what that is actually meaning that every hero has a point when they pretty much turn into a godlike character. That could be your early game, that could be your level 5 when you get your ultimate, it could be any stage. Obviously you want to wait until you get that stage and then you'll be able to abuse the enemy team quite easily. Then we have an actual image showcasing Steel defending himself from the Murdoch and Muriel in that OFFLANE. So obviously that is kind of interesting and I want to see more of that. OFFLANing, the OFFLANE position has a distinctive rhythm to it and the ebb and flow of unfavorable and favorable moments most likely within the actual lane. The gold buff is a good example of how we've tried to create favorable beats that change the dynamic of this lane. Enemies in the lane will want to go and claim their gold buff as soon as possible. During this time, the OFFLANer gets some much needed breathing room. While the support duo is fighting the gold buff, the tables are turned. They are vulnerable to ganks, harassment, or even a OFFLANer stealing the gold buff right in front of them, which is something I will be doing guaranteed. Then we have another photo of Greystone going towards the enemy inhibitor or tower, then you got Sparrow and Decker trying to defend it. And it's kind of interesting because he's winning the 1v2 lane, as you can see. Now let's move on to the next part. There are also unfavorable beats for the OFFLANE. Eventually the minion wave will likely end up way too close to the enemy tower. Staying in experience range will be really risky for the OFFLANer. During this time they will look to spend time elsewhere. This is a good time to look for a gank or help clear some of the weak side jungle camps or the white camps, which are always close by, To play the offlane successfully, it is to stay within the rhythm and optimize your actions regardless of the current state. And pretty much what that means is, as you can see, Greystone is obviously pushed the wave into the enemy tower, and as we go back to the actual minimap, if he does push into the tower, he is vulnerable to ganks from the river, from the jungle, and so many other locations. So obviously you don't want to be so pushed up there, because if you are and you have no wards, guaranteed death 100%. So make sure you have ward that river guaranteed. Let's go back to the down and let's see what it says. For an offlaner to live in this rhythm, they need a certain set of tools. A durable hero will be able to take more harassment in lane, while a slippery hero might bait enemies into taking unfavorable trades from the minion or tower damage. Heroes with good base damage on their abilities and high impact ultimates are a nice bonus. Why the offlane? So why would you choose this? We got an image of Sevrog versus a Grimex and Rictor. That is one annoying lane. But we know Sevrog to be pretty much an amazing hero if you do play him in a solo lane or off lane. And within this actual image, I'm guessing they're trying to represent that. Let's take a given hero, Sevrog for instance. He remains one of our most flexible heroes on Monolith. He is a solid jungler, a decent support, and a good off laner. Playing Sevrog in each of these positions feel completely different on Monolith. The positions you play changes the way you think about the hero. You're going to want to accomplish different things, so you're going to want to make different cards and ability choices. Your decisions making will also change. You'll grade yourself on different curve and at each of the different positions. We feel that having strong and unique roles has added great layers of gameplay to Paragon. Before that happens, we have a few more pieces of the map and changing gameplay we want to detail for you. Next week, we take a look at the jungle, and obviously, that is going to be bloody amazing. So this blog post was pretty set in stone, and obviously, the off lane is going to be one interesting lane, because I don't think people are going to stay there for long, if that makes any sense. Because the ability to lane switch is going to be crazy, or lane rotate from the actual off lane to this other lane right here. So pretty much if you're the off lane, you'll be versing 2 people guaranteed. That's what the idea is of it. But at some points within the game, if you've reached your level 5 and your ultimate is godlike, and obviously you want to rotate to another lane that obviously is weak, you can do so. So you pretty much lane switch or lane rotate with the opposite lane, or the right lane in this case here. Then you go on this side and you do 1v1 against the enemy hero. You could do that, or you can go pick on the mid lane and try to get some kills, then go into the 1v1 lane, then you have some experience, kills, CXP, everything. And you can do aggressive lane rotations, which pretty much means you are able to take out some enemy structures with ease because your teammates are with you, helping you. It doesn't have to be an off laner just doing all the job by himself. You can have one of the supports come by and help, or then the other marksman or anything. It's just amazing how many things you can do with this, because obviously they have the idea of putting each hero in a different role, in different set environments. But that can always change. Like, everyone thought Kalari was a jungler, but then we obviously found out later on that she was supposed to be a mid laner or even off laner, because she's such a slippery hero. So it's kind of interesting how this works, and I'm very interested to see what the outcome of this gameplay, and obviously how it feels when you play in the off lane. Because right now, I don't really like the 1v2 lane, but it does make sense, because the enemy team is obviously going to be able to get CP from that lane, and we get experience, which gives us a lead to get level 5 quicker, which means you get your ultimate kill quicker, and if you're able to kill one of them and get out, that's a win-win guaranteed. But mates, I want to know your thoughts about this map, Monolith, because it's coming out very soon, and what do you think about this off lane, and will you play as a off laner, because it's going to be one interesting lane guaranteed. So leave your opinion and thoughts in the comment section down below. So mates, if you enjoyed this video, show us by smashing that like button. Let's try and get 125 likes on this video, and if you mates want to see more Paragon gaming content on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. And that is all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry. We're back very soon. Hey Tats boys, because you ain't seen nothing yet. The off lane is looking kinda spicy.
Saying that it feels right.